is Dan here. I hope you're doing well. I had a few requests recently for a walking bass line lesson, so here it is. We have a 2-5-1 in the key of C major. It's those three chords. D minor 7, that's the 2 chord. G7 is the 5 chord. And C major 7 is the 1 chord. So we really have two things to be very concerned on, and that is the note choices that we use and the rhythms. A few other things as well, but let's go through it step by step. So firstly, we'll look at very simple triads over each chord. So D minor, you've got the D minor triad. G major 7, G major triad. There are 2 bars of C major triad. That's about as simple as you can get, really. At first, I played closed positions of the triad. So instead of using open strings, I'm using 1, 4, 3 finger numbers on the D on the 10th fret of the E string. That's good because you could just play wherever a D is. You play that shape and you get the D minor triad. And you can do it in 2 octaves. Then you have the G7, 2, 1, 4 in terms of finger numbers. This is also good because you could just move it to a different root. The next root is C. C major triad, it's the same. C, E, G. Fingers 2, 1, 4. That's good because you can extend it. That's the G on the 3rd fret of the E string. 5th fret, D string, same pattern. Now one thing immediately is that you don't have to start on the root. You don't have to play the triads in order. You could play different orders of them. Get used to that, not starting on the root. Now let's move on. Let's have a 7th in the arpeggio. That will create a 7th arpeggio. That sounds very jazz. That's D minor 7. That's G7 or G dominant 7th, and this is C major 7. That gives us one more option than just a simple triad. Things start to sound a little more melodic. I just mentioned that you don't have to start on the root. You can start on the 3rd of the arpeggio that you're on or the 5th of the arpeggio. You really need to know the arpeggios well so that you can do this, but here's an exercise where we start on the 3rd of the chord. Your role as a bass player is often to outline the harmony whilst providing a groove, and walking bass lines are no different. Generally, we start on roots, but you don't have to. So the first bar here, that F is the 3rd, the flat 3rd of the D chord. There's also a pleasing movement to the next chord. Well, the next chord tone is the 3rd, the major 3rd of the G. If you know your arpeggio really well, you can visualize where it is. There's the G, there's the 3rd, I'm going to hit it. You don't always have to go in the same direction with a walking bass line. The contour of your lines matter to make it musical. So here we have going down, we go up, and we lead to the major 3rd of the C. And that's... Your lines can become smoother and more melodic if you don't always hit the root. Here we are going to hit the 5th. The goal here is to learn your chord tones so well and to be able to play within these chord progressions that you can choose to do anything. You're not prescriptively playing the thirds or the fifths, you're just going where you happen to be. Now, chromatic notes link up the chords in a very smooth way. Listen to this. Start on a D. We're just leading chromatically from the E. Chromatic just means that's the chromatic scale, just separated by a half step each time. And it provides the listener knows where you're going if you do it. We resolve on one of these chord tones. And there, in the C major 7 bar, you can even use a chromatic note within that on the way to the fifth. Once I take you through all these exercises, I'll show you a way to practice this to make it just go under your fingers a little bit better. This one is where we have the mode that exists under each chord. So the first one is a D minor 7. That's the 2 chord. We're in the key of C major. If you play C major starting on D, you get D Dorian. That's the mode on this one. If you play C major starting on G, you get G Mixolydian. That's the mode on the 5th degree of the scale. And then C Ionian, otherwise known as C major. With the backing track, it sounds like this. See how those notes very much fit over those chords? So we have chord tones. We also have the scale tones. That's over the 2 chord. 5 chord. 1 chord. One of the things I haven't spoken about yet, which is so crucial, is the feel and the rhythm. So these are quarter notes, 1, 2, 3, 4. Straight eighths go like this, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 ands. But when it comes to jazz, we want to know everything about swing. And that's where you split each beat into triplets. If you tie the first together of those 2 triplets, you're left with 8th notes that sound like this now. And that is what swing is all about. So if you listen to the backing track, you can hear it in the drums. And that's the rhythm that you need to get. So with this exercise here, we have some of that swing rhythm in there. I'll play it. So we got 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I think we're getting somewhere. We have the notes that I've spoken about before, but it's only when you bring in that swing feel that your walking bass lines are going to sound authentic and half decent. So here we have a bar of quarter notes. And there we've got triplets. So in that one beat, da da da. And these are just notes within the chord that we're on now is the G7. You have to know the arpeggio. And when you introduce some of those rhythms, you've got this skip rhythm. I always think Ray Brown. He used to love playing those rhythms. And if you want to get good at walking bass lines, you must listen to the greats. Listen to what they're playing, figure it out, this kind of thing. Then we have quarter notes again. And just going up the scale there. And the last bar there. So when you see eighth notes, it's not, that's your swing. So there we have some note choices and some basics on rhythm. And on this one chord progression, of course, there are many in jazz and in different keys, and you should learn them in all different keys. But a way to practice this now is just to maybe not have the backing track, but just go, okay, D minor 7. So there's a D here. You need to know where all those are. That's a D minor 7 arpeggio. I put a lesson here where I last week went through some different fingering patterns, like there's a D minor triad there, there, and there. You need to know it in different positions, especially when playing walking bass lines, where if you want ultimate freedom, you're moving to different parts of the neck. If you only know this bit here, your lines are going to sound very forced and not free. And jazz is all about improvising. And to do that, part of what you need is to know the entire neck. So then on G7, that looks like I played loads of things there. I played a root, major third, fifth, flat 7. And it's just that in different places. In fact, that and that are the same pattern. I really like to visualize the bass in patterns, but also sounds. I know what it's going to sound like. C major 7. All these notes you can play in any order. So you might, let's stay on the C major 7. You might just get that and just walk on that. You've got the notes of the scale and the chord tones. Swing rhythm there. Chromatic notes. And then you want to get from one chord to the next. It's all about getting from one chord to the next in the most musical way. And there are just so many things that you can do. It can get a bit overwhelming, but when you practice this, you'll find that it'll open up a bit. You'll suddenly find yourself sometimes descending, sometimes going up. Going to learning the notes better. So there's a G, there's a C, there's a D. If you're not so good on the names and the locations of the notes, then have walking bass lines as a skill to learn, because you can't really do it with freedom if you don't know the notes. So by doing it, you're forced to know the notes, to have to map out the triads in different places. So if you're watching this and you've got this far anyway, well done. But if you're watching this and you're not really a jazz player, I suggest to learn just at least a little bit, just what I've taught you in this lesson. It'll unlock a lot. Download the PDF and work with the examples I've given you. Download the backing track and just unlock the neck a bit. Use that swing rhythm, some of these chord tones, and come up with your own lines. Then listen to some of the greats. Can't emphasize that enough. That's the best thing to do. Listen to the great players. Listen out for this stuff. Thanks for watching. See you on the next lesson.